By the end of this, I'm a liquid human. Don't judge me. It's 86 degrees and I'm drinking tea and I'm in a sweater. I've had to reshoot this like 3 times because the audio has just been horrendous. Hi, it's Gingery, back with a new video. Today, I'm going to be talking about, well, you already know if you read the title, how to start liking foods you hate. I feel like I have expertise on this just because I used to hate papaya, banana, and zucchini, and now I love papaya and banana, and I'm indifferent to zucchini. Hopefully this video will be helpful to some of you guys if you want to get rid of your hatred for certain foods. My sister helped me film some of the footage I'm going to be putting over this. I feel like it's relevant because what we made, it was lots of papaya with banana and other great toppings. Anyways, let's get on with it. Welcome to the voiceover. Yay! Hopefully this voiceover will be less rambly than the last video, because in the last video I didn't really have any guidelines, whereas with this one I have some things written down to help like steer my path throughout the video so I don't go off on tangents and that kind of stuff. So let's get started. The first step is to find why you dislike the food you want to start liking. That way you can work towards getting used to it. Is it the texture, the taste, the smell, all of the above? Sometimes it's something more obscure. I remember when I used to hate bananas, the fact that I hated it, even though I didn't know it back then, but I know it now, it was because I ate them unripe and at night, and they usually gave me acid reflux, and it wasn't very pleasant. So even though I thought I didn't like them because of the taste, it was actually because they gave me acid reflux. Woo! Along with that goes another tip, which is make sure whatever you're eating is ripe. Because if it isn't ripe, it'll probably taste a lot worse than when that food is, or fruit or vegetable or whatever it is you're eating, is at its peak freshness. Pro tip for my peeps who want to get to like papaya like I did, make sure you buy it slightly unripe and let it ripen on your watch. Whatever you do, don't let it over ripen, because if you do, that'll intensify papaya's like polarizing smell that everyone kind of hates. Yeah. Also, supermarket papayas tend to have a more intense smell. Ideally, if it's a fruit or vegetable, and this is if you can, it's not necessary, but it definitely helps, is to grow your food yourself or buy it from a local farmer. That way you know that it's especially fresh. And also, homegrown food tastes different, and most of the time it tastes better. And also seeing the process of the plant growing and taking care of it definitely makes you more invested and likely to want to eat it. You already like watered Jimmy the kale plant like 70 times, so you're not just gonna let that kale go to waste, huh? Are you? I remember I also used to be pretty, not indifferent, but I didn't used to enjoy tomatoes just because they had a weird texture and the flavor wasn't even the best. But then I tried homegrown tomatoes, and homegrown tomatoes are like 10,000 times better tasting than supermarket tomatoes, and they just have this like sweetness and juiciness to them that is incomparable to the ones from supermarkets. So if you want to get to like tomatoes, but this goes for all fruits and vegetables, and I imagine other things too. Once you have your ripe fruit or vegetable or whatever food you want to start liking, it is time to proceed to the next phase. Prepare it in a way that eliminates or minimizes what you don't like about the food. If you don't like the texture of sauteed zucchini, then bake it. If you don't like the taste of bananas, drown them in a spread you like peanut butter. And if you don't like the smell of papaya, coat it in cinnamon. The next time you eat the food, reduce the amount of your crutch food combination. I did this with papaya, and I paired papaya and peanut butter, which might sound like a very weird pairing, but since peanut butter is such a strong flavor, it manages to overpower the papaya's scent and flavor, which I just wasn't used to when I started trying to get to like papaya. Yeah. So once you eat it once where you like basically like drown it in the other things so that you can't taste the food at all, start reducing the quantity of it or the way you're coping with it. Your coping mechanism, reduce it a little bit. Like, for example, cook the zucchini so it's not as crisp, use less nut butter and less cinnamon for your fruits. Yeah. I forgot to mention I was going to be using these 3 foods as examples just because they're the ones I have experience with, but really this applies to all foods. Instead of reducing your crutch food, you could also just replace it for something lighter, like pairing papaya with lime or banana with other fruits, and then keep going till you're able to eat the food on its own. It's as simple as that. This is the method Ellen Fisher uses to get her kids to eat greens. When they're younger, she uses large quantities of avocado in their salads, so it's almost like guac with a few greens. And as they grow older, she gradually reduces the amount of avocado, so it's just salad with some avocado on top. And I heard about this, I think she mentioned it in one of her videos, and I decided to modify it so it basically fit all the foods I didn't like. Also, depending on how long ago you tried the food, give yourself a short break because you're constantly trying to force feed yourself kale to no avail. And then you should take a break and re-strategize. This has worked especially well with papaya, just because now I freaking love papaya. I mean, like, look at that face. Don't I look absolutely gobsmacking happy? I guess this marks the end of the voiceover. Now, we're back to the present day. I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. If you like this video, drop a like down below. And if you'd like, subscribe or comment, whatever your heart desires. See you next time.